Welcome to In the Spotlight. I am your host, Karen Anderson, pet loss specialist, and I'm here today with my very special guest, Rhian Clark. She is an animal communicator and a healer. Welcome to In the Spotlight, Rhian.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thanks so much for being here. And I'm excited to let everyone hear about your services and your journey and what got you here. So why don't you start first by giving us just a little bit of background on you. Where are you from originally and where in the world are you right now?
Okay, so I'm in the UK, all the way in the UK. So I'm quite a distance from all of you beautiful Americans and whoever else is here. I live in South Wales, as you can tell by my accent. I've always lived here and I probably always will live here.
Okay, so for those of us who don't know where South Wales is, if we're looking at your country, where are you and all
that? Well, we're in Great Britain. So where I live, the country is quite the funny shape. It's only little. And as for geography, Karen, that's not my expertise. Ask me anything about animals and I'm with you. Yeah, so I'm kind of probably nearly the other end of the world to you, near London.
I love your accent. Now I have to ask, do we have an accent to you? Do we sound American?
Absolutely, especially when you say my name. I'm trying to talk really slow so you can all understand me.
Yeah,
and
please.
Strong accent.
Do. I love your accent. It's wonderful. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how you got started on this path into animal communication. Was there something that happened or a pivotal moment? I just love to hear the backstory about what led you here, what brought you here, and what made you follow your heart's passion to do this work.
So this has been something for me that I've discovered more of lately, of how my path developed towards the animal communication. So even though I'm growing up, I was always around cats. We even had a goat. And I had that relationship with them that I didn't think was any different to anybody else, but I could feel their feelings and I felt like I'd know when they need something, and the connection that we would have was more of a friendship than an owner and a pet. So growing up, obviously I was always around these animals. And then I moved out with my husband and we had some rabbits and we had a bird called George. And then I had my dog, Paddy. So everybody who was on your beautiful group will know of Paddy because he's my heart. When Paddy was almost 13, he became ill very quickly. And I just knew that was it, because I couldn't let him suffer. My husband was in total denial and we made that decision then. And he was ready, and he let me know he was ready just by his body language and doing things or not doing things that he would usually do. So we took him and he just lay down and he went, and it broke my heart. And it still does break my heart. It still does break my heart. And it's coming up to 2 years this month. And even now, I struggle to talk about it. And even now, I haven't yet crossed that barrier of me actually trying to connect with him, although he works with me and he brings the animals into me. He also brings animals that need healing to me as well. So there was one day, it was about 5 days after he passed, and I went out shopping, and I know you've heard this story so many times. I went out shopping and when I come home, it was a boiling hot day. And we don't have hot weather in Wales. We have like a week. So when we have it, we all mourn because we can't cope. So this weather, it was boiling hot. And I come in and all I could do from like outside of it wasn't in my head, it was like behind me was, is it raining? And I turned around with the most horrific look on my face of evil because I thought somebody was being really silly because it was boiling hot and there was nobody there. And I went upstairs, and my 3 girls, I got 3 daughters, and they were all upstairs. And I said, did you just say something? No. My husband was up in my garage. Now, my garage isn't attached to my house. You have to come out the garden, up the steps, and it's right in the other end of where I do my healing. And he said, no, I haven't said anything. And I didn't think then that it was Paddy. I don't know who I thought it was. But my husband came down the house then and he said, do you remember we always say to Paddy, is it raining before we go out? Because he doesn't like the rain. And the penny dropped. And then that was it for me. It was like that light bulb moment of this is what I need to do, because I always wanted to work with animals. I wanted to be a vet, but I could never, I couldn't cope with putting animals to sleep or seeing abuse. I'd have them all. So this for me is my it's my passion. It's my passion. I love what I'm able to now do. And I thank Paddy for that, because he then led me to your book, which then led me to your group, which then brought me here. So yeah,
and for those who, yes, those who are in my group, Rhian is talking about my Facebook practice group called Animal Communication Planet. And this is how Rhian and I got to know each other. Is she joined my group way back when, and she was doing amazingly well in the group, and I invited her to be one of my admins, and which she is. It's all volunteer. I have wonderful admins in the group, and that's how she and I have gotten to know each other. And I've witnessed her sessions, her readings that she does within the group, and I was just blown away. I was like, oh my gosh. So I know, I've seen how passionate you are, and I know that this is something that you truly love and you put your heart and soul into it. So I do feel like Paddy guided you to me. I really do, or guided you to my book. That's so wonderful. I love that. So, and if you're interested in that Facebook group, I'll drop a link here down below, so you can click on it and start practicing too, for those who are watching this. So I love that story about hearing, is it raining? Because here it is, so hot out, and yet you're hearing that in your head. So, and it is truly more challenging to hear from your own pets, because your grief is so heavy, and we're so likely to disregard something from our own pet because we're just so close to them. It's not a disregard. It's like we just have a hard time picking it up. So I totally understand what you're saying there. It's happened to me as well too. Our grief will cloud everything and make it especially hard. So I'm so glad that you have your boy who's still working with you now.
He absolutely is. He's amazing.
That's great. And tell us a little bit about your services. What do you offer? You're an animal communicator and a healer. So let's talk a little bit about those services. Like, what could someone expect if they book a session with you?
Okay, so I think I'm a little bit different, because I don't offer as much as other people, because I don't feel that's my path at the moment. So I offer only sessions with departed pets. And that is because I feel like my connection is stronger with the departed animals than it is the living. I'd love to be able to do that. And maybe one day that'll be something that I'll be able to offer, because I'm constantly working on my connection and my path, and I'm always learning. I'm always trying to just better myself so that I can be a better channel for the pets and the pet parents. So although I'm a healer, and I do a lot of spiritual things, I don't offer those services online yet. But what I love about the animals that come through to me, they know I'm a healer. So 9 times out of 10 in the sessions, my hands will start going. And I'm like, okay. So I have to ask then the pet parent to please just sit down and close your eyes and just accept this healing, because the animal knows what they need. And sometimes I say, if you really calm your mind, that pet comes in and they see them and they feel them. And then I have loads of tears off them, but then I'm crying as well, because it is such a beautiful moment to be a part of, and a true gift as well, that, oh, what I would have given for somebody to say, close your eyes and watch Paddy come in, you know, it would have been, and that doesn't happen in every session, because I can't say what I offer, because honestly, Karen, every session is totally different. I've never had one that's the same. Some blow my mind, and I mean, I am so open to things that even things that come in is like, I had a dog come in on Saturday when I was on the way to a safari park, and it's one of my regular clients. And this dog come in through the clouds and I could feel it, and she gave a message, and it turns out it was a year since her passing, and the mother was in desperate grief, and it just made her feel better. And I think that's what it is about. I think the animals choose me. It's not the pet parents, and that's for every medium. They think they are choosing these mediums and these animal communicators, and it's not. The animals will guide you to who they are meant to go to, 100%.
So true. And you do your sessions over Messenger, is that correct?
It is.
So this is like your client is on their Facebook and you're on your Facebook Messenger, and then you're typing in what
Really
you're
fast.
receiving. Is that how that works for you?
It is, and I have a few reasons why I work like that. One is because I need total silence, because my mind is so busy and things happen so fast that I find if I'm sitting in the silence and I'm typing, I am literally then typing from the dog's or cat's mouth to the phone. So that parent is directly getting that information straight from the dog's mouth, if you like. The other reason I have is I get quite nervous talking one-to-one. And if I get interrupted while I'm channeling that message, I can lose the link, and I don't want to do that for the person or the pet. And number 3, and you're going to laugh, is because I am a really busy mother. I have 3 3 daughters who are growing up and 2 dogs. So when I'm typing on my phone, Karen, I can be in my pajamas with my hair in a bun. Where if I'm doing this, I have to make an effort. So it works best for me as well.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, so true though, right?
Yeah, I have time for that.
I can totally appreciate that. So now it sounds like you have clients all over the world. So if someone wanted to book a session with you, how would they find you? What is the easiest way to book a session with you? Now, she's also on my directory. Rhian has a listing on my website under book a session. You can find her there. But how else can we find you?
Yeah, so like you said, I'm on your website, I'm on your app, and you can email me at melodieshealing@yahoo.com.
And
There's
I
a little
will.
story behind the melody, because I think people wonder why I've chosen that name. And when I had Paddy, he was from a farm and he was a pedigree, and they said his pedigree name is Melody Mayfair. And I looked at the woman and said, he's a boy. And she said, we're short on names, there's no names. I know. So when I had Daisy, because Daisy's a pedigree, I had to pick her a name, and Melody Mayfair was still available. So I've now named her after Paddy, so that's her name. And then I thought, what a better way to honor him and the gift he's given me than choosing that as my name, really.
I love it. And I will include your links for anyone who is watching this that they want to reach out to you. But yes, you're on my mobile app, and you are in my directory on my website, and that is the best way to reach you. She's also the admin in my Facebook practice group called Animal Communication Planet. So all those links will be here for you. And I just want to say thank you. I want to say how much I applaud you, Rhian, for following your heart and listening to what it is that you truly need to be doing and shining your light on the world and helping your clients reconnect with their departed pets. It's so important, and we need your work so much in this world. So thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for being part of In the Spotlight, and keep shining your light.
Can I just share my book? I've written a book about my
Yes.
journey.
Oh, of course.
Only
of course.
because I was never going to do this book. It was always something in the back of my head. And you more than anyone probably know the battle I have with my confidence and my chatty brain. So I put it all in a book. And a lot of people have been in touch with me about it because it's helped them understand what their frustrations, and especially with the animal communication. It's like, for me, I was getting that information in such a different way. I get everything in a different way. They work me really hard. They make my life hard, but this is my book, and it's called Me, Myself and Spirit, and you can get it on Amazon. And I am actually in the process of writing another book.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
all
sharing
about healing.
that. Hold it up one more time for us. Me, Myself, and Spirit, Animal Communication Healing and How I Found My True Purpose by Rhian Clark. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rhian. I'm sure that everybody will love it. I know I have absolutely loved it. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I'm so glad you're here. And truly, you've been such a blessing in my life. So thank you so much.
You the blessing. I owe you so much, because I really have. I feel like since I started my journey about 5-6 years ago now, I didn't understand why I was here, and losing Paddy and finding you and doing this, I feel like I'm home. I feel like I now know. So I thank you as well, because it's my heart. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
To thank Patty, right? All this thanks goes to Patty.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for being here today. And it's again, Rhian Clark. She is an animal communicator and a healer. And thank you so much for being part of us here on In the Spotlight.